Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. It's really an honor to be presenting among you all. So my name is Youmna. I'm also the firefighter mom. And today I'm going to take you behind the scenes of my daughter's life, a girl on fire.
My name is Lean and I'm the girl on fire.
So this is my daughter presenting herself in front of the world saying, my name is Lean and I'm the girl on fire. So what is this girl on fire diagnosis or disease? Lean was diagnosed actually at 8 years old. It was a sudden onset. She literally slept one day and woke up screaming with pain and presenting redness around her extremities, her hands, her feet, her face. No one could find out what was her symptoms, no doctor, no hospital. It kept going and going for 6 months. And then the next 6 months, I spent them traveling with her to Canada and then to the US until I found the one pediatric neurologist in Mass General Hospital in Boston who was able to diagnose her with erythromylgea. Erythromylgea is a rare disease. It's 1 in 100,000. It's actually a neurovascular painful condition. It affects the vasoconstriction and dilation. So basically, when Lean gets excited or she moves around or eats or sleeps, this triggers her nervous system and it triggers her vascular system to open up. A lot of blood pools into her extremities and it keeps on going until the skin temperature rises above 40 degrees and it starts burning as if she's inside an oven. So this is a very painful condition. It could be primary genetic, it could be secondary due to underlying conditions, and it could be idiopathic, which is the majority of cases. Lean was tested for the SCN9A gene and she tested negative. We repeated the test 3 times. She doesn't have any kind of gene mutation, at least not the ones that we know of. And so she's considered as idiopathic primary erythromelalgia. Of course, with any rare disease diagnosis, it's life-changing. And this is Lean from being a ballet dancer. She used to dance ballet since she was 4, and by the age of 8, she suddenly woke up with this erythromelalgia pain, and she was bound to a wheelchair. She couldn't walk or move without having the pain engulf her, the flares eating up on her skin. Life with daily burning pain isn't easy. Now she was limited to her house. She couldn't go back to school. I started homeschooling her along 6 years, and she couldn't go on play dates. She couldn't do sports. She couldn't do her dance anymore, her piano, nothing of that, because anything she did was a trigger for her pain. Even when she was sitting still in bed, she was still in pain. So her flare-ups come very often, but at the same time, she lives in continuous pain, which is like pins and needles, like she's walking on glass. She can't use her hands fully without them turning bright red and on fire. This, of course, led her to feel depressed, have a lot of anxiety. She lost half of her weight. She stopped sleeping, eating. So she really lost a lot of the normal things that a child should have at this age. And that's when I decided to take that challenge of pain and transform it into something called the Red Hand Challenge, which is an awareness campaign that we started. So you see Lean here, one of her many regular visits to ER, to the hospital, doctor visits. There's always a smile on her face, but there's always a lot of pain hiding behind that smile. These are her flares. You could see a lot of redness on her feet, on her ears, her hands. This is called erythema. There's a lot of edema, swelling. These are her feet. So basically, she can't wear anything on her feet. She can't stand on them. She can't walk for long distances without crashing into pain and crying. So these flares inspired a viral challenge, a challenge that went around the world. The erythema could also cause chilblains, damage to her vessels, ruptured vessels, peeling skin. There are much more ugly photos, but I didn't want to share them today. Actually, some of those EM warriors end up soaking their hands and feet in ice cold water, which is contraindicated. It causes a lot of skin damage and nerve damage, and they end up with amputated hands and feet, which is something I didn't want for my daughter. Sometimes we had to wrap her hands in plastic bags and let them dip them in water just to get some effects of cooling. These are her hand flares. At the palm, you can see there's a lot of sweating. I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but this is what leads to hyperhidrosis. So when the skin temperature goes above 40, the skin starts sweating. And because it's a lot and recurrent flares happening every couple of hours, this is her skin condition afterwards. I'm sure most of you have experienced something similar when you stay in the pool for too long or in a bathtub where your hands and your feet become wrinkly. Well, this happens to Lynn every couple of hours, and you can imagine how uncomfortable and limiting this is to her to use her hands and her feet. So this is hyperhidrosis. These are one of the side effects of having EM flares. So all of these flares and all of this pain, and for many months sitting, not having any access to a cure or a treatment, this all inspired me and Lynn to do something called the Red Hand Challenge. So we started this awareness campaign because we really wanted to lift her up from this depression and this pool of anxiety. And I wanted to transform pain into gain. When we came back from Canada, there was no awareness about erythromylgea. She's the only registered case in all of the Arab world and the Middle East. So I started by using hashtags, my social media. I asked people to paint their hands red. And she started getting invitations to being hosted on several shows. Now, people know my page. They know the success of the campaign. But I'm here today to share with you what goes behind this. So after this interview with Chris Fade, Lynn flared up so badly that she couldn't sleep for 3 continuous nights. People see the success of the show, but they don't see behind the scenes. On the morning show live on Sabah Al Arabiya, the set was very, very hot because of the projectors and the stress of being interviewed live. And if we zoom in, I can actually see her hands bright red. She was flaring on set, but she didn't say anything. She kept smiling and pushing through. This is with magic fill. She actually entered the studio flaring. Her ears were flaring, and she still put on the headphones, which was very, very painful for her. You could see at her face, she looked tired. She hadn't slept the night before, and after that, she crashed for a full week. And this is one of my very proud moments when she was awarded Inspiring Kid of the Year in 2018. This was a big surprise for us. We didn't know. And we were just there for the dinner. And then Lynn was called on stage and she was awarded this. And you could imagine as her mom, when I was looking down at the floor, I saw her feet flaring up and bright red because she was in open sandals as always. And she was actually moving her toes because she was trying to distract herself from the pain as she was receiving the award. And after that, she actually crashed for a couple of days. So all of this pain is hiding behind her beautiful smile. And that's why I wanted to inspire people and I wanted to bring the awareness. Our campaign was endorsed by Jalila Foundation. This is the CEO of Jalila Foundation. He did the Red Hand Challenge. Many schools, many institutions, many sports teams. It went around the world, many, many countries. This is in Egypt. This is here in Dubai. Many hotels, Movenpick, Radisson Blu, so many that I can't remember anymore, but you can see all of those on my page. And I just want to say that along our journey, there were so many moms who supported us, who helped me, who inspired me. And all of this campaign helped push Lynn out of her misery, out of her depression, And yes, she's the girl on fire, but yes, she's also the girl who inspired hundreds of people. And I couldn't be any prouder than that. And I hope that by sharing her story, I've inspired some of you. I can push academic people, pharma, researchers to look more into erythromylgea. And hopefully one day we will find a cure. Thank you very much, everyone.